Now entering the atmosphere of Planet Zero. Scanning for signals. Incoming broadcast. Shift destination. BCFP journal. Begin transmission.
Hey guys, welcome back to the book club from Planet Zero. I am Christian, your host, here with
I'm Eric. This is my only time appearing on the show.
also
Hello,
my
everybody.
other host who's been here for 8 episodes.
It's me again.
It's us again.
Hello.
No friends today. Just us.
Yeah, that last guy was
He asked too many questions.
yeah, he was getting a little too deep into ourselves,
We had
kind of
to-
like
we had to-
plucking out our inner species, you know what I'm saying?
We put him back in the canon to retcon him out of canon.
Yeah, we're retconning that last episode. Didn't happen.
It actually did. And he'll be
Yeah.
back. We just have to read Saga.
Oh yeah, I am actually. Yeah, I'm reading it.
I haven't started it yet because I've read a lot of One Piece.
That is more important, honestly. I'm sorry, Clay, if you're hearing this.
I don't
but
think this is going to be a 2-hour Christian talks about One Piece episode.
you did read a lot about One Piece.
I read. I've finished Water 7 for the most part.
Yeah,
I'm at the end of Waters. I'm the next book I'm reading is the wrap up of Water 7.
Yeah, you know what? It's called the post Ennis Lobby arc.
I liked
You know
Ennis
that.
Lobby. That was fun.
Ennis Lobby.
Yeah.
Ew. I'm glad you like that. Should we talk about that?
We'll get into that today. But I would like to say that I made a blunder. I made a mistake when starting this endeavor, and I made you read boring Moon Knight, and I rectified that, and I gave you some good Moon Knight that you read.
Is that what you think?
Did you not like it? We'll get into
Are we
it.
getting into that right now, or
We can get into it later.
Okay. What else?
But I reread it.
Can you believe that, folks? He reread that Moon Knight, but now he's not going to reread the omnibus that he made me read. No, it's fine.
It's much dense. I read that in one sitting.
That is actually okay.
I read that book
Acceptable.
in an hour in one sitting. Just sat down. I was like, Eric,
That-
finish
that
this.
is-
Let me make sure I'm fresh on this thing.
That is a good book to read. Easy flowing.
What else do we have to talk about today?
Dude, I don't know. Our imaginary Injustice 3 game that we wish was canon.
Dude, we could talk about that all day long.
It's like the only thing I want to talk about, but we can't right now.
We can't this minute.
Not this minute.
And we we can't talk.
Oh, dude, I forgot. We got to talk about Black Adam.
We don't have to.
I know you really want to, but if we have time, Christian, I'll squeeze a couple minutes for you.
So what do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about One Piece.
You want to talk about One Piece?
Yeah.
Where did we leave off last time on One Piece?
All I remember is
I remember
they were about to buy a ship. This is the intro of Water 7.
I think where we left off was I was talking about, because I listened to it recently. I think I was talking about how I liked Kaku,
Yeah.
and it was right when he came back and was like, "We can't fix your ship," and it was before they had to tell Usopp.
Usopp. That's my
so
buddy
that's where
Usopp.
that's where we left off.
That's my buddy Usopp.
Usopp.
And did that break your heart when they told you that?
Dude, the Luffy Usopp, it hurt.
I know.
It broke my heart. But like the cool thing about One Piece that I'm really enjoying right now, that's getting more like all throughout Ennis Lobby and like is really solidified is that like Oda does this really good job of just like in this wacky, zany kind of absurdist adventure. They are just like a group of friends.
It's real.
Like it's like I like
gets it now,
you can
folks.
and you can it's just like a really good group of friends and you can relate because like there's even like times where it's like that one friend who's like I disagree with what's going on with the group and he even like goes his own way and breaks from the group but then it's still like no but I miss my friends but he's embarrassed so he disguises himself
As a superhero. And it's actually pretty cool.
And we got more Frankie. I got more Frankie.
Dude, you understand Nakama? Can you imagine like the people 10 years ago who had to read the scans online and the people who replaced the words crewmate and friends with just the word Nakama? there's a whole generation of One Piece readers going, Nakama.
I didn't know that. It's funny though.
Oh, that's my speculation because.
Well,
You
you out here speculating?
Because back in the day,
glasses?
it was always, dude, spectacles. I'm a spectacle to behold. Anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was heartbreaking, but it was also cool to see Oda kind of force that fissure in the group between Usopp not wanting to let the ship go and Luffy and the rest of the crew kind of coming to terms with letting the merry-go go.
Yeah.
Merry-go-go?
They let the merry-go go.
They let the merry-go go.
Sad.
Well, I mean, he fought him for it, and then he took the ship.
That was a very
Usopp
emotional
took the ship.
fight.
It was. And Usopp was kind of like...
How'd you feel about
doing
Usopp?
it.
Do you think Usopp was justified in his arguments?
I think he was thinking with his dick too much.
Well, he
Just because
he really
the ship
liked that ship.
Because he liked the chick who gave it to him.
That is true. Okay, but no. He has a personal connection to the ship, man. You gotta admit, he
They
was
all
the
did.
one. But he's the one that's been like fixing the
That's
Mary
true. Yeah,
the whole
bad.
time. At least someone's doing
Bad.
it.
So yeah, that happens, and then the crew gets framed for the assassination attempt on Iceberg, and then they have to fight Galila and also the Frankie family, and also
Oh my god, yeah, everything's a hoopla.
everything's a hoopla, and then the big storms are coming.
Oh, don't
and
forget the proms tomorrow.
And then what happens? And then what is it? CP9?
There's Cypher Pole, yeah.
Cypher Pole.
The FBI.
They show up,
Yeah.
but it was the golly law dudes the whole time.
Dude, Kaku. How'd you feel about that twist? What a twist.
It was all right.
Oh.
I was like, this is a good. Honestly, I like it because I was like, good. I don't have to learn any more character names.
That's you know what
I was like, cool.
And then more CP9 members show up. You're like, oh.
Those were fine because they had cool designs.
Okay. You're right. They were cool.
I like the CP7 guy on the train. We'll get to him. Later. I think you know who I'm talking about, but we'll talk about him later. So they reveal that they're CP9, and then Robin goes off with them to save the crew, but the crew doesn't know that. And then the crew finds out.
Can you believe that? She just ups and leaves.
And then Sanji is Sanji's looking for her and doesn't know what's going on, and he finds her at the train station.
Yeah, and rejects.
Yeah, I feel like I'm skipping a lot of stuff, but at the same time, like,
no, it's fine. We gotta skim some. We gotta skim. We gotta go on.
Like to be fair, I just want to get to the parts that like.
Let's just get to Ennis Lobby.
Honestly, Ennis Lobby is what I want to get.
Yeah.
Well, the sea train stuff was really cool because it was.
Oh,
cool.
that's right. Okay, so before Ennis Lobby,
Yeah, because
with the mini arc within
they
Water 7,
They rescue Usopp,
sea train arc.
Sanji and Usopp, or Frankie and Usopp get rescued by Sanji, and like they're making a plan to save Robin, and that's when Usopp's like, "I can't go with you anymore. I'm not a part of the crew. I'm not obligated to help you guys. This is goodbye for me." And then 10 seconds later, he's like, "Sogeking, la 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 la,
yeah, the Soge King."
And then Frankie's like, "What is he doing?" And then Sanji's like, "Come on, man. He's heartbroken. Think about his feelings right now.
Hey,
it's okay."
that is a real interesting question. Is Soge King Usopp?
I had my doubts,
Me too.
but then he got unmasked in one of those fights, and Chopper almost saw him, and I was like,
No,
it is
Chopper, don't
Usopp.
look.
"Yeah."
Yo, don't break the fantasy, Chopper.
But no, and then they go through the train fight, and they trick everyone, which was cool. They trick T-Bone.
Yeah.
You like T-Bone, the captain?
No.
You don't even know who I'm talking about, do
I
you?
know who he looks like. I just forgot what he did.
He's the guy who is down to save anyone. Where he's like, "Oh, you're bleeding. Here, this will have to do." And he like rips a piece of his cape off and gives it to the dude. And he's like, "When my men bleed, it's like my own heart bleeds."
Did the guy do anything? Like, did he fight?
He fights Zoro, but loses really quick.
Because he's
a He's a swordsman, but like,
dude, we're past captains now in the Navy. I think
yeah,
we're stronger than captains.
There's the one part in Ennis Lobby where like they're waiting for Luffy to get up, like after fighting, or he's fighting Lucci, and like he's about to win, and like I think he's either about to win or he just won, and they're waiting for him to stand back up.
Yeah,
and
he
the
couldn't
Buster
stand.
Call shows up, and Zoro, Nami, Sanji and Chopper are fighting off like an army of captains.
Yeah, that's what they were,
Like an
right?
entire yeah, like literally an entire army of captains descends on them, and they're like, there's like a bunch of dudes with like devil fruit powers. Like basically a bunch of Captain Smokers fight the gang, and the gang holds them off. It's fucking.
That is pretty dope as
You know
fuck.
what I really like about One Piece is like, unlike other animes where there's training arcs, I'm sure there are training arcs in One Piece. I'm sure there will be, but up to now, he's just stronger every time he meets someone new.
Yeah, they just get stronger.
Yeah, and you just have to leave it up to like, oh, he probably
He's just
got stronger on the ship, but also you do see it like in fights where in like Alabasta where Zoro was fighting the dude whose entire body was a sword.
Mhm.
He was like, "You're gonna have to be able to cut steel to beat me," and then Zoro's like, "Well, I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to cut steel in this fight," and then he does it.
it works.
Yeah, so
There's also
that's
like
what
in
Luffy does with
betweens.
the six. He becomes a master of the six powers just by fighting people who are masters of the six power. Like he just
the
watches
six
them.
power.
Yeah, the finger pistol.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite one.
Shave. What's the other ones?
It was that one that Lucci does where he puts his fist out and he sends like a shockwave.
I don't.
Oh no,
the
that's
Tempest kick.
That's the seventh
Tempest
power.
kick is the other one.
Remember Kaku, who was all like, "I see you use 3 swords, but since my legs count as 2 swords, I'm a 4 swordsman."
Hey Kaku, have this devil fruit. You won't know what you're gonna get until you get it.
Kaku,
Eat this devil
Khalifa,
fruit.
eat this devil fruit.
Eat this devil fruit. You never know what you're gonna get. I love giraffes. Kaku's just like, I love giraffes, man. I'm so
they
happy.
make fun of him. But he's
They're
all
like,
like,
giraffes are lame.
He's like, no, I love
He's
giraffes.
like, don't underestimate the power of giraffes.
Zoro did. He
did.
underestimated.
He did. I liked when Zoro and King get handcuffed together, and they're like trying to figure out how to fight, and then he's like, "All right, I figured it out," and he like holds him like a sword. He's like, "Don't He's like, "Don't move. This is your new position. You are my sword."
Usopp's holding the sword.
Usopp's like, "I'm definitely gonna sue you one day. This is ridiculous."
I'm a sword.
No, he's not happy about it at all.
That's a good fight. Those are good fights.
Those
by
are
the
all
way.
good fights. Frankie versus Fukaro.
Yeah, Circle Man.
Yeah, but we're getting ahead of ourselves because back on the train, we have to talk about the Cypher Pole 7, Wanzi. Wanze.
Is that your
Ramen Karate.
It's
Ramen Kempo.
It's a very memorable fight.
I had to rewatch
Chef
that one.
versus Chef, bro. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's that one, and then who else?
It was Jerry.
Frankie versus Nero.
Oh, that shit. The lost CP9 member that gets fucked up early.
The master of the 4 paths or whatever, because he's a rookie.
he only knows 4.
Yeah, remember, because he's like, I haven't mastered finger guns, so I brought some props, and he just pulls out real guns.
I hate this guy.
He sucked. He was the Weasel of the Sea, is what his nickname was. He was Nero, the Weasel of the Sea.
I'm glad he died. I'm pretty sure they killed him.
I don't know if they killed him.
I want to.
They don't really kill a lot of people.
The rare character, I think he's the rare one that dies. One of the rare ones, and I'm fine with that because he was lame.
Frankie Centaur. That's the first time you see Frankie Centaur.
It's so useless.
No, it's not. No, it's not. He beats
I don't know. It's
Fukaro. It's Fukuro, right? Or like the guy with the zipper mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fukuro.
He beats him.
I'm rereading it so far, so I'll get to.
He beats him
relive
with
that.
Frankie Centaur.
I just remember what it looks like and want a tattoo of it on my ass.
Frankie Centaur,
Yeah, Frankie Centaur.
where the legs are in the front. I'm only a cyborg in the front because I couldn't reach my back.
So, are you a big fan of Frankie?
I fucking love Frankie, dude. Frankie's great. I have the Joestar tattoo on my back, but I'm reading now, and I'm like, damn, I kind of want the Frankie forearm stars.
Yeah.
But I can't have 3 star tattoos. And
No,
both
you
of them
can.
be
You also
anime
need to
references.
enlarge your
I need to get
forearms.
jacked.
Yeah, no, just your
Just
forearms.
my forearms, though.
Yeah, do just forearm workouts.
I don't know. Okay.
And then get the tattoos.
Do a bunch of forearm workouts and then get the tattoos. Absolutely.
You're that
not.
one guy at Planet Fitness who just comes in for the forearm workout.
Yeah. And then and then we got a lot of Robin's backstory. Like a lot of what I got
yes.
was Robin's backstory. Like Saul, Monkey D. Saul,
That's Jaguar D. Saul.
Jaguar D. Saul. Is that a different family then?
Yeah,
Whoa.
that is another D. No,
He's a D.
you know about Gold D. Roger.
Yeah.
They say his name like that a couple times.
It's
So
the
there's
D family.
a lot of people that have D's.
Interesting.
Oh, and Marshall D. Teach, the Blackbeard, he has that.
Dude, spoilers. I didn't know that.
No, they say that.
I know.
When they okay, good.
I was just trying to get
Don't
you.
gaslight me.
I was
Because
just trying to gaslight you, homie.
if you said no one more time, I would have believed it and be like, oh no.
Well, that's what makes it not gaslighting is I told you the
Yeah.
truth before you believed it.
Okay, cool.
That's how it works, I think.
You almost. I get high off that gaslight all the time. Anyway,
The Lucci fight was cool. I like that a lot. They haven't officially invited Frankie to join the crew yet.
oh yeah, you have. He's at the point where they found out about Luffy's grandpapa.
Grandpapa. I just read.
Grandpapa.
As we were setting up, Eric sat down the next set of One Piece I'm going to take, and I immediately picked it up and started reading it.
Yeah, you were like
I'm
a
like-
day without One Piece, right?
Dude, I had a whole day where I was off work and I was chilling in my house, and all I wanted to do was read One Piece.
I'm so
And
sorry.
I was just like, damn, Eric's at work right now, and I have all the One Piece I've already got in my possession is all the One Piece I've already read. So I just started watching the anime.
Oh no.
Well,
Some people say it's
I'm just
fine.
watching like the fights I want to watch. You know,
That's what I do too. I just go back
like
and
some of
watch
the
any
fight, like
fights or funny
the
scenes.
The Wanze fight.
That's a good fight,
That's the fight I wanted to watch.
dude. Actually, all the fights are pretty good.
They're all pretty good, yeah. Remember when Frankie saved him and Robin with a fart?
That was not a good fight. Anyway,
That was a good
the
fight.
chopper one.
Uh-huh.
Did you like that chopper fight where he fights that hair dude?
Oh, that guy?
Yeah, the yoi yoi.
Oh yeah, and then he listens to like Linkin Park and gets all emo.
Chopper.
Yeah.
he gets big and emo.
He gets all big and emo, and he's up there like you're like Green Day or something. I got confused on Frankfurt until I read the
Frankfurt.
the sword with the elephant fruit.
Yeah.
How you make a sword eat a fruit, Eric? Tell me.
Okay.
How you make a sword eat a fruit?
Let me tell you something. This is not the first time they did this. Do you remember the gun from Alabasta, the dog gun?
I thought that was a dog that ate the gun fruit.
They
It was a gun that ate the dog fruit.
they just say it's science. It's behind, like with modern technology we have
That's
combined
making me feel like that guy
like which guy? That guy screaming?
Yep.
Who is it?
out there in the planet in the
Out
waste.
there in the waste. Wait, hold on. What the hell is he doing here? This is supposed to be a restricted area. That's not the creature. The creature's over there. Hello, creature.
Creature.
Okay. Anyway, we should probably check on that guy. Anyway,
It's fine.
but yeah, going back to Chopper
Yeah.
or just CP9 in general. Who's your favorite CP9 member?
Kaku.
Kaku?
Yeah, giraffes all day.
Kaku.
He's
You know what? I like Frankfurt or the Elephant Sword.
No, he's not a member. He's not.
Yeah,
sentient.
he counts as a member.
No, he's not a member.
He ate the elephant fruit.
How,
The
though?
sword
How did
ate
he
the
eat
elephant fruit.
How did he eat it? Though?
Modern technology has combined inanimate objects with devil fruits to create a sentient species.
Absolutely not. This is also. I think this is the first time we saw Zoro do his fire kick, isn't it?
You mean Sanji?
Yeah.
Yes,
Sanji.
this is.
Sanji's first fire kick. This is his first
Everyone
time
got
he-
upgrade. Well, at least these three got upgrades because Zoro does little like. I don't like Zoro's upgrade, but Sanji and Luffy's upgrades are pretty cool.
Yeah, you said everyone gets an upgrade. I was like, how does Zoro get an upgrade? He just kind of does he get a new move that he shouts out?
I guess that's kind of spoily, but yeah, he does do that a couple times later.
What? He just learns a new move.
He you know how he multiplies his body parts like that.
Oh yeah, the demon.
Yeah, that weird demon like stance he does where
The
he gets
9
three
swords?
heads. Yeah, he gets 3 freaking heads and 3 arms. Like
Giraffe cannon.
that's actually pretty
Dude,
useful.
you already did that. Pasta. He said you just look like a pasta machine. He's like, that's a good move name, pasta machine. God, I love Kaku. That's why I like him because he feels like he would fit right in with the straw hats if he wasn't.
Oh, if he
Navy.
didn't, yeah, and he didn't look like Usopp
Yeah,
already.
there's already an Usopp. I'm sorry. Oh, and then he beats Kaku and he's like, Paulie told me to tell you guys, you're fired. Remember that?
Yeah, and he put some stank in that too, just like Polly would.
Yeah, and then also the whole C Train stuff with what's it called? Bullet Tom. Raging Bullet.
Was it the second train?
Yeah, it's the one with the face.
What are they doing there? I remember they were talking
They
about
cut
Usopp.
through waves and stuff.
Is it-
No, the train that they pursued the first train with.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
I'm
forget
about
what
to.
it was called.
Well, yeah, I'm about to. It's kind of a blur to me right now.
Man,
but,
fake fan. Can't believe it. Exposed on the cast for the first time for the real time. Eric,
Please don't.
for the
Please
first
don't
time in the real time, you were a fake fan. Fake fan here.
Please don't expose. Wait, no, I'm not. No, I'm. I'm a real fan.
Doesn't
Ask me
even
anything
like
right now.
One
Ask me a
Piece.
One Piece question right
Doesn't
now. I'll
even
answer it
like
right
One-
now.
Do you like One Piece?
Yes, I do. Next question.
Was that first answer a lie?
Wait a minute. No, it wasn't a lie.
So you don't like One Piece?
I do like One Piece.
Okay, fair enough. And then the merry-go came back and saved everyone. Remember that?
Yeah, Iceberg pushed it into the water, and it was like a homing device.
They had to kill it.
Yeah, the moment they got back on her and she broke in half. Seriously, but that's really sad though. She did do a lot. Did you cry? Did you get all trembly like?
No,
grab your little tissues. You know, I know those tissues by your couch. I seen them.
I started getting sad at So explain gear to me.
Gear?
Yeah.
So he pretty much stretches out his
gear
blood
one.
vessels.
So gear one is him pumping his blood like it's an engine.
No, gear 1 is him, is normal Luffy. Gear 2
Gear 2
is when he gets all smoky and shit.
he's pumping his blood.
He's pumping his blood, making
Gear 3 is
go
when
faster.
he blows his bones
Yeah,
up
but
like
gear
balloons.
Gear 3 is when he goes big in his
gear
fist.
Gear 3 when he get big.
Yeah, Gear 3 is big.
Gear 3. Remember, it's easy to remember. Gear 3 big.
Yeah, one word, big.
Large.
Gear 2 pump. Well, that's it.
Jesus.
What'd you think of that? Cool.
I thought it was. I think
He
it's
needed
pretty cool.
a variety. You
He
know.
gets more gears, right?
Well, no.
He gets more gears.
No, he
He gets like gear 5, right? With the white hair and all that.
All right, listen.
What?
You're not supposed to be that far ahead. You're not supposed to know that.
Stop looking at the internet, Christian.
Christian, stop.
Christian, stop looking at. Stop. Get off Twitter.
Get off of that. You're
No.
not allowed to be that far ahead, Christian. Please erase that from your memory banks.
I will do.
All right. Is it gone?
Yep.
Okay, this is 5 gears, right?
Okay. Immediately start telling me about it.
Well, I won't tell you. No.
Dude, this Lucci fights forever. But I'm excited that
Oh, what?
dude. No, I'm excited that Eneru is on the Endless Vars finally.
Oh, you're.
Endless
I know you-
Vars.
I know you brought that.
Endless Vars.
You brought that up during the Skypea discussion. Like, does he
went
actually?
to the moon?
He went to the freaking
He
moon.
actually went to the freaking moon.
The
dude.
endless Vars. That's what the Vars he was talking about.
Damn.
It's crazy. He didn't have to kill all those people on Skypea. He could have just flew there. Because like Luffy just kicked his ass so he doesn't destroy the island, and then he still goes to that island.
I cried here when they set the merry-go on fire.
That is
Where I stopped
it's
reading.
it's a fun fact. I mean, I don't know if it's fun or not, but Oda actually cried drawing that right there.
I believe
The
it.
only time he got teary eyed.
I licked the page. I could taste the salt of
He
his
tells
tears.
it's there, yeah.
It is there.
But I guess before we get to the Moon Knight, do you want to talk about Luffy's grandpapa?
Garp?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and also Helmeppo and Kobe got a makeover.
What did they do to my boy Helmeppo? He was perfect. He was perfect in every way. Why'd they ruin him?
What are you talking about? He's cool. He has those shades. He has those those Star Trek shades on his eyes.
The LeVar Burton shades?
Yeah. You don't like them? You don't like his big ass knives that he's a fighter now.
He's a loser. Is what he...
Yeah, he is a loser. Don't worry, he's still a loser. He may look cool now, but he's still a loser.
That's good.
So is Kobe. I don't care what people say. Kobe's still a wiener kid. He's still the Millhouse of One Piece universe. I'm gonna stick by that.
Jesus. Who do you think would win in a fight, Toad or Bellamy?
Wait,
Toad from the X-Men.
Oh,
Or Bellamy.
well, Toad has that tongue thing,
Mhm.
so he could probably just grab him.
Mhm.
Is he fast?
Toad?
Would you
Yeah,
consider
Toad? Yeah.
Toad fast?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, because I say Bellamy has his pickup speed first before he actually goes invisible when when bounces
When he's
around.
bouncing around, yeah.
Yeah, Spring Hopper. That's what it's called. Remember that, Spring Hopper.
Do I have to remember that?
But it's gonna be on the One Piece quiz at the end of the arc that I'm gonna give you. Don't look at me like that. I know you want to get to Moon Knight.
No, we don't have to get to
No,
Moon
bring
Knight.
it here.
You
bring
hate
it
it.
here. No, bring it out. Bring it out. Bring that baby out. All right. So
Jeff
So
Lemire,
instead-
Greg Smallwood.
yeah. So instead of
Continuing your track.
continuing my trek with the omnibus, Christian
issue
just
miniseries.
says fuck it and just gave me his first Moon Knight, which is a Jeff Lemire run.
It was the first full run of Moon Knight I read, and
So this
probably one of my favorites.
was this not your first Moon Knight or like?
No,
or-
it was probably it was for sure the first one I read through like the entire series I read.
So I like it.
Yeah.
I loved it a lot actually. This is actually really good.
I thought you would.
Yeah. Just a quick for you audience. For Jeff Lemire Moon Knight, it starts off with him in an insane asylum, like just off dick in
Just off dick,
in
straight
the-
off dick.
So they played with his insanity before, but this is really delves into it. You know,
Yeah.
his multiple personality disorder, or I guess there's another
DID.
DID, yes, Sorry.
Dissociative identity disorder.
And you wanted me to read this first, right? Before.
It was a debate. I was like, do I give him the
Well,
thing
let
I
me tell
read
you something,
first?
Christian. No, I do appreciate that I read the first one first.
Right? Because
Exactly.
who is Crawley and Frenchie and
Exactly,
Gina?
Crawley.
If you read this
Wrong.
first, you would have been like, I don't know who these guys are. Fuck these guys.
These guys are just regular people.
Exactly.
You know? I
You're
mean,
like-
well, you can tell me that he's friends with Moon Knight, but I
Yeah.
never experienced it. But I experienced it in the other book. It's so that scene when Crawley, when they were on with
in
Anubis,
in the subway. When,
Yeah.
when Anubis
meet
comes
him-
and
they
offers
have-
passage,
but you got to sacrifice one person, and Crawley immediately, the very next panel, Crawley raised his hand and says, I'm going, bye.
see,
it's
I've
like
done enough drugs.
It's so Crawley, dude.
It is Crawley.
He's such a mess,
remember
but he's a boy.
remember when he was such a bad dad, his son became a serial killer?
Yeah, and try to kill Moon Knight, right?
See,
it all comes full circle.
This is why the old stuff was so important, dude. This is why I didn't want to give you the new good stuff first, because I wanted you to just have
I knew
appreciation.
I predicted it. I didn't know if it was going to be true, but I felt
Yeah.
like this might work out in the end. As in, like
Yeah.
it's worth it. It's like reading the first starring JoJo from the beginning kind of thing. You know,
Exactly.
you get the more of an impact.
Like, yeah, you could watch part 3, which is a great intro to the weird and wacky
Yeah,
world
you can
of,
be like
stands
you
and
could
all
be like the
that.
creature that skipped parts 1 and 2, and then
And like you
got to 3.
and yeah, you could be like,
and then
yeah, Dio's the
4.
bad guy. I get that because of his great grandpa or something. I don't know. But then if you watch part 1 and then you watch part 3 and you're like,
It's
oh,
such a
this
big
fucker
impact.
again.
So it's like.
Like when Bushman shows up, you're like, oh, this fucker
I don't
again.
care. Well, I didn't give a fuck about Bush. Okay, well, Bushman did look a little scarier.
He looked scarier.
He looked scarier in this one.
Do you want to read?
Oh shit.
What?
Should we? What do you mean? Sorry. What did you
Now,
guys say?
talk before I get into anything else. Tell me about your experience with this book.
Should I just go through it?
If-
You like you did with One Piece?
If
Well, I have notes.
Yeah,
First of all,
Billy and Bobby,
they're cool.
those are the boys.
Well, actually,
Mark's talking about all that Moon Knight stuff again, Billy.
Yeah, you
here
hear
he goes
that?
again,
There
Bobby.
he goes again, Bobby. Looks like we got to get him with the old 1-2 punch out.
And I like the panel. Jeff Lemire always does this in a lot of his books, where he does like the panel is an exclamation point.
Oh,
did you notice that
dude?
going
Yeah, I've seen
through?
a lot of that. Yeah,
He does a lot of
it's
cool
a good
stuff
little
with
fade
that.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So the doctor who runs the institute, Dr. Emmett, I did make a prediction that is she like the Scarlet because she's always dressed in red.
Yep.
And then when they were doing like when Mark Spector was going crazy,
And he was like Stephen Grant, and he was making the Netflix
yeah,
special.
he was going through all these identities, and
Mm-hmm.
Marlene was always dressed in red. Well, most of the time she was dressed in red. So, but that didn't really. I was kind of wrong. But
she started playing because in the Stephen Grant life that he began to have delusions about, where he's a movie producer and he's working with Marvel and Netflix to make the Moon Knight show.
yeah.
Marlene is an actress in that playing Stained Glass Scarlet.
Well, there was also like other scenes
Yeah,
where
yeah,
like
yeah.
she's in red,
Mhm.
and I'm not all of them, but I thought that would have been cool. But still, it was still a good book. But that was just a prediction I wanted to talk about.
It was like something that you thought would come up.
Mm-hmm. And when they were walking through the desert, when it gets to the point where they escape the institute,
Yeah,
and the whole New York City is covered in sand, it's like a desert, fucking wasteland.
yeah.
And you see they're trudging through the desert, and you see freaking Gina's diner like glowing there. Like if I didn't read One Piece before that would just be like another set piece, like another location for them.
Yeah.
But like for her wanting to go in there and make them pancakes and shit, and it's like it feels
Just
like
like old times.
it feels like a safe, like we're safe here. You know what I'm saying? It really hit home. It's like we returned to normality. It really hit me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was a respite in
Yeah,
an
I would-
otherwise
what-
kind of like crappy situation.
Yeah, it was a good. Yeah, the whole situation's crappy. At least Gina has her pancakes.
Yeah, he eats pancakes twice in this run.
That was good. That was awesome. Like when he had to go back.
Yeah,
because
he got
they
more
left because he left.
pancakes.
Gina wanted to stay at her diner because she's like, "This is where I am.
Mhm.
I don't care what's going on out there."
Because he was going to the pyramid in the middle of New York City.
Yeah, he didn't need Gina. Gina wanted to stay and wait for her kids if they're still alive out there.
And then he gets to the pyramid and he fights himself, and it's Khonshu, and Khonshu's like, "Yeah, I've been using you this whole time." So he's like, "Oh shit, we got to go back to the hospital then." Right?
Yeah, they spend the whole time trying to escape. Now they got to go back. Don't you hate that in stories?
They even lose Frenchie, bro.
That's sad.
When he
I didn't want to
dies.
believe it. Is this the last time you see Frenchie?
I don't know. I haven't seen him since. How did you feel about the spaceman, Mark?
Oh my god, I was actually going to bring that up once you
Yeah.
get there. Dude, remember that shitty fucking villain that I talked about in one of the early episodes? The fucking dude with the fucking
Dude,
the werewolf.
I reread this the other day, and yeah,
The
I was
fucking-
rereading it, and I was like,
I couldn't fucking believe it, dude. I remember because I had a whole tangent about this fucking in an early episode about how much this guy sucks, and now here he is in this. Out of all the shitty villains from that first omnibus of fucking of Moon Knight, I get this guy, and so it's a good little slap to my face. God damn it!
and he is a werewolf.
He's a werewolf. He's
And
an actual werewolf
he's a
this
space
time.
werewolf
Yeah, in one
captain.
of Mark Spector's personalities.
In one of his alternate delusion,
Yeah.
life delusions.
He's a
where
freaking
he's living out.
spaceship. Him and Frenchie are freaking spaceship pilots attacking werewolf people.
And doesn't that look like it's ripped right out of the 1980s run of
That
Moon
is-
Knight?
ex-
Doesn't that
yes,
art
it
look
does.
exactly like it's ripped? This is the Jake Lockley life, and it looks.
The art style changes with each different personality,
Yeah.
dude. When you keep switching back and forth, that's really good.
It gets to a part in the story. So basically, this entire book is Mark struggling with his personality disorder and his manipulations from a higher being that
And-
invaded his broken mind.
Yeah, but you still get that at least in the first half, you're like going. Even you're asking yourself, is
Yeah.
he actually crazy or
No,
not?
because when I first read this, I didn't read any Moon Knight. I didn't have a lot of knowledge about who Moon Knight was. I had a loose kind of knowledge from like some of his other spots that he showed up
And even
in.
me as a guy who like started reading the other
Yeah,
stuff,
you're still,
me
like-
is like, okay, was that
that all just delusions that he made up? Like, did
or
that
was
really
like
happen?
how much of that was real? You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was cool.
and it plays it really well. And then it gets to a melt, like it gets to a breaking point where like he breaks out and he finds Khonshu, and Khonshu's like,
Yeah.
nah, I've been using you, and that breaks his brain even a little more, and he starts
Is-
living these other lives in his head between Steven, who's making a movie, Jake, who's trying to solve a hit and run accident that killed Frenchie, this spaceman werewolf fighter in the skies, and like he's trying to get a handle on it, and then eventually he's able to wrangle it all, and he's able to talk to them.
Yeah, he was able
in the
to,
other world, and he's like, "Look, you guys got to go away."
but they don't go away.
Well, the wolf guy goes away really quick.
Oh.
He's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Wow, you are starting to disappear just by me confronting you, probably because you're so new."
You're so new and like totally out there. Bye.
And he's like, "What? No, what is this?" Ah!
But it's cool that they come back because it's like it's a part of him. Like he's not
Yeah.
pushing it away. He's like
He
he's
tries
using
to-
it. He's using it to help himself as a
Yeah.
way, as a bit to be a better person. He's not.
He recognizes that he needs them,
Yeah,
and it flashes back to his childhood where he used them.
and he's using them in a more, I guess, in a more safe healthy way. Yes,
A healthy
for him.
way.
Instead of destroying his mind. He's
Yeah.
more yeah. So it's a fun little journey of him accepting his
And how did you
stuff.
feel about the retelling of his origin story near the end of the book? Because near
guess
the
that's-
end of the book, it starts like retelling his origin story with like the Bushman and like the
I guess they did a good
the
job.
raid.
They did a good job with it.
I liked it. I think they got the
Yeah, they got
important
the important parts out instead of that long freaking Bushman
part.
dialogue.
So now here's the question, man. Do you want?
I don't know. You just
Dude, the last page of this book is so cool. Where I'm Mark Spector, I am Stephen Grant, I am Jake Lockley, and then he gets to the "We are Moon Knight" and he crushes Khonshu's head. Ah, so good.
it's a new personality, Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight actually is a new personality to you, but not a new personality to Moon Knight by this point in the books.
Oh,
That thinner book I got you, that's the first time we see Moon Knight or
oh,
Mr.
and that.
Knight.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Maybe I
that-
should read that then. I didn't know that
if
one
you'd
came
like-
out. So
yeah.
I didn't know that one came out. Before that.
That one came out 2014 before this. I just felt that this was this was a better, more cohesive kind of like if you didn't want if you were like gonna be like, hey, you should read Mr. Miracle, and instead of reading all the Fourth World and then all of his appearances, you should just read Tom King's Mr. Miracle and see if you like it.
Yeah.
That's what this was.
Just read Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, instead of being like, hey, if you are a Moon Knight fan or you want to get into Moon Knight and you don't feel like reading comic books from the 70s and 80s, go out and buy yourself a trade paperback of Moon Knight by Jeff Lemire and Greg Smallwood.
Kind of makes me want to go back and watch the show now on Disney Plus.
Oh, the Moon Knight show? Because a lot of it draws from this.
Yeah.
Because the Dr. Emmett, right? That's actually Amut, who is the crocodile god of judgment in the show.
Oh,
that's
really?
Amut. Yeah, that's who they're fighting in the show.
I still say it's Scarlet.
Which
I'm still betting on Scarlet.
I'm still betting that that's just Scarlet.
I'm still
Remember when you were like, I don't want to talk about Stangas Starlet. She's stupid. And now you're like, I thought that was Stangas Starlet. I got lit.
Because she's all dressed in red. And who's a Moon Knight character that dresses in red?
Exactly. But also, you could read there's a series that follows this one almost immediately. It follows this one. Because this basically establishes that Moon Knight is getting away from Khonshu's influence. He's kind of striking out on his own.
Okay.
Again, because he's done it several times. But
shit! It's like a love-hate relationship, I guess. You know, it's an on and off relationship.
Kinda, yeah, kinda.
All right.
But
See, I would give this 4 stars, but there's no Samuels in it. The butler. I thought that would have been a cool callback to my boy Samuels, but I'll give it 3 stars. You know, we saw Gina, we saw Frenchie and Crawley. I was like, all right, where's Samuels? Is he in that crowd there? In that crowd of crazy people?
Give it a 3.5 at least.
All right, I'll bump it up to a 0.5. I'll break my tradition of adding half a star.
Okay,
for your sake. All
that's
right,
fair.
so yeah, I liked it.
Sick. I knew you would. And I'm glad that you got through the first volume of Moon
Makes
Knight.
me want to read the second.
And that's what I was actually going to ask. I was like, does this make you want to read the second volume of the classic stuff, or do you want to read like? Honestly,
you were kind of flashing that Mark Spector Moon Knight at me that one time.
You do have to read the second volume then first.
Then thy will be done.
Just do the Lord's Prayer.
for Moon Knight, yeah.
Yeah. What else?
For Khonshu, yeah, the Almighty Khonshu.
The Almighty Khonshu, God of the Moon.
I let him take over.
God of the Endless Vars.
That's where Enel's going. You think he's going to meet Khonshu?
Enaru's going to become a Moon Knight.
You call him Enaru. Even the One Piece fan me, I don't know how to say it.
I don't care. I'm calling him Enaru.
I like Enel.
Whatever. We also started reading. I was reading it by Mark Waid, but then I got Eric on it. World's Best Batman. Superman.
Oh yeah, the World's Best.
How you like it? So you're caught up. You got to the Metamorpho stuff.
Is that the latest? Is that the last one? 13.
That's the latest stuff. Yeah. 14 just came out.
Ooh, then I need to read that.
Last
but yeah,
week.
I'm like, I mean, the boy Thunder. That kid's a little punk, but
he's a little punk.
But it is fun. It is fun seeing him get tortured and beat up and turned corrupt.
The end of the Boy Thunder arc, there was that last panel where he looked like a different dude with horns and stuff, right?
It wasn't. Well, that was
because that was
there was one more chapter with him, right?
Yeah.
That's in Kingdom Come.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy in Kingdom Come that Superman is like. This guy shouldn't be killing people. He's not a hero if he kills people. He should go on trial.
Boy Thunder's in there.
That's not Boy Thunder. It's just that character is the same character that kind of starts a civil war in the Kingdom Come book, which is also written by Mark Waid. So it was just Mark Waid. It was just Mark Waid, I think, making a reference to his other work. I don't think Boy Thunder.
That was crazy how I turned the page. He's like, "Have I ever?" He almost killed the Joker, and he's like looking down the Joker, like, "Have I ever seen you again? I'm not fucking kill you." And he turned the page, and it's 20 years later. He's fucking the same situation. I want to fucking kill you, Joker. Oh man! But then I don't know. It doesn't wrap that up. I don't know if he kills Joker or not. But I
think if you read Kingdom Come, you'd understand where that's going. Yeah.
Fine. Everybody I know wants me to read Kingdom Come.
It's got Alex Ross interior art.
All right, I guess everybody I know.
It's got Alex Ross interior art, Eric. Do you know how rare that is? It's like Earth X for DC, dude.
I don't give a fuck. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Earth X.
Give a fuck.
I like the art style.
The art style. Is really
it's like
fun,
the thick outlines and the very expressionable faces.
It's because a lot of the World's Best, the first 7 issues is led up into, it was groundwork for Lazarus World, The new
Oh,
the
man,
DC
I don't know.
event that just happened.
Yeah, I don't even know
You
about
don't
the
even know
events,
nothing
man.
About that, man.
No, I don't know nothing.
Don't know nothing about that.
I hear there's another event coming up called Injustice. What's that?
Is it really? They're
Well,
doing
yeah.
another
Well,
Injustice?
in the latest Metamorpho book, there was like Superman, John Kent, and it's like
I wanna
leads up
read-
to Injustice.
I want to read Danger Street by Tom King.
Ooh.
That one's like got a bunch of. I think it has something to do with Darkseid looking for the equation again. You know
God damn
him
it.
getting up to that stuff.
He loves his math, bro.
His dark side is, you know what I mean?
You know, you think he spends his days on by a chalkboard just like writing down equations to figure it out?
I think so. Have you started reading that Mr. Miracle book you got?
No, I haven't.
I want it.
You want to borrow it?
wanna
Oh,
read it.
hell yeah, dude.
I was listening to the podcast where we talked about Mr. Miracle, and I was like, this makes me want to read Mr. Miracle.
You want to? You can stop by and get
Dude,
that book.
Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, I have the Mr. Miracle book that continues after Fourth World book.
And then we should start reading Justice League International.
Yeah, that's been sitting on my shelf, man.
How's Constantine going? You've
Constantine.
been reading a lot of Hellblazer.
Oh my god, it's great. Because I read Swamp Thing beforehand.
Yeah.
Because it was like one of those things where I wanted to read John Constantine, so I could just start on Hellblazer.
Yeah, but it was like, hey, he shows up in
Swamp Thing, yeah,
First.
before Hellblazer. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I guess I got to read Swamp Thing, which was a good decision because a lot of like story elements
that's-
from Swamp Thing got carried over to this Hellblazer storyline.
That's the thing with
And
comics
it's-
is you never know.
It's very rewarding. Yeah, it's
You
true.
never,
Like
you never know when it's important to read the first appearance and when it's not super important to read the first.
you got to do
appearance.
some research. That's what I did. I had to do a little
Yeah.
research.
Like, was any like the first appearance of Moon Knight? Was any of it important for you to read? Any of those 2 issues of Werewolf by Night? No, but
No.
eventually all the other stuff
The
culminated.
other stuff did.
into
I mean,
important
it is
bits.
fun to see Moon Knight's first appearance, though. It is cool to see
know where
the
he comes
origin
from.
of a character and what they did in their first time.
Yeah, isn't it
He was-
crazy how Moon Knight's first villain was kind of Moon Knight?
That's my joke. I just
I
made
know.
that.
But sometimes I listen to that episode to look for sound clips, and I'm like, in the moment, I did not understand what you were saying because it was near the end of the recording, and my brain was kind of. But like, I listened, and I was like, he was right. He was right. He is the first
werewolf
villain.
by werewolf.
Werewolf by werewolf. What am I going to get into One Piece right now? What's next for me?
What
I'm
next?
excited.
That's a Thriller Bark arc.
That sounds
That's a
scary.
spooky. Yeah, you better get your blankie, get your little hot cocoa because it's gonna be a scary time.
Oh man.
But it might be a little fun too. You know, you never know with One Piece. You know,
Okay.
but I mean, actually, no, you do know. It's always gonna be fun.
It's always going to be a good time.
It's gonna be a good time, but also scary.
And we have to start reading Saga.
That's right. Oh yeah, Saga. I have started on that actually.
I haven't started
You
yet.
know what? It's
Actually, I started the first couple pages, but I haven't like.
It's not bad. Yeah.
I finished. I read Tom King's Supergirl, so you got to get on that. So we can
yeah,
talk
dude. You
about
did.
that.
You just sped through that.
Yeah, I
because
literally I read it in 2
brought up to
days.
me like
I had no One Piece to read.
that's true. 2 days ago,
And
you
I'm
were
caught
all
up.
like,
I'm honestly caught up on my pulls, dude. I went from having 70 plus single
how-
issue books just sitting in my house at all times, and then I just one day just sat down and was like, "We're doing this today."
yeah, I came to your house like a couple months ago, and you're like, "This is my pile, Eric," and you just slap them on there, and then you took out another pile.
And I was like,
And
and
then
"This
a
is my
third
DC
pile.
pile, and this is my independent pile."
Yeah, oh my god, the first pile, and you're
That's
like, "That's just my
Marvel.
Marvel one."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Jesus tits."
That's 40
I'm
books
glad
right
I'm not
there.
into the. I appreciate all you comic book guys out there collecting that shit, but I can't do that.
Heck yeah, man. Go out there, start a pool for yourselves.
Yeah,
Or
go-
even if you wait for the trades, you can ask your local comic store to open up a pool for you and just tell them what trades you want.
This has
And
been
they'll-
our
they'll probably open it up for
obligatory
you.
go support your local comic store.
It's not obligatory.
message.
It's true. Just
We
go
have
support
to.
your local comic store, your local game store. They have comics sometimes.
Make sure you go up to your comic book store, Brian, and
Shake them around. Be like, "Have you been watching Better Call Saul? Have you been watching Better Call Saul?"
I only watched the first season.
Well,
I know, dude.
new season just dropped on Netflix.
God dang,
finishing
everybody-
it up.
God, the moment I feel like everybody's talking about Breaking Bad now after like years of me already watched it.
Oh, here comes the I liked Breaking
No.
Bad before it was cool.
No, it
speech
just
from
sucked. I
Eric.
didn't know. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. But now, like everyone's watching it. I'm sad. I want to be part of the discussion, but I don't remember much of the show.
Dude, then rewatch it.
I don't want to.
Why not?
It's a long show. Each episode's like 45 minutes, bro. That's like half a movie.
Dude, you could get through it.
Yeah, I know I can. I'm just
All
being
right.
a little bitch about it right now.
Whew. Is there anything else you want to talk about today?
Man, I feel like there's so much to talk about right now.
Like
But
what?
we can't right now. I think it's been going on a little too long now.
Like what? I don't think we've been going on too
like
long
an
at all.
hour. I can't read that.
45 minutes.
Been 40. This has been the shortest episode.
That's what I'm saying. It's pretty short, but I'm fine with a short one because we've been pumping out some long ones, and if we don't have to shoehorn a bunch of new talk picks in. We can walk our separate ways, and I can go home and read One Piece, and
I'll rewatch Black Adam. Sorry, I keep bringing it back up, and I keep getting that minus friend points from Christian. You know, when you're talking to a sim and you get minus above their head? That's what happened to me and Christian right there. Every time I bring up Black Adam. All right, everybody.
I'm giving you a silent treatment.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you so much for listening. Go and share it with your friends. Give us a rating. Leave a comment. Whatever feedback you can give us. We have a Q&A up now on Spotify. Drop some questions. Drop some recommendations.
And while you do that, we're going to go hunt for that strange man that Christian saw.
Yeah,
maybe we'll have him on.
He looked like a ghoul.
Maybe we'll have him on.
Maybe we'll have him on. Wander in the streets.
If he doesn't bite my arm off.
Again.
Goodbye.
Adios.